Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede's Soldier First mantra. It was the turn of the Northwest region of Nigeria this week. The region presents a unique and compelling perspective. Once heavily burdened by banditry and other forms of insecurity, the region is now witnessing a gradual but steady transformation with the unrelenting efforts of the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. We commenced the tour of the Northwest region with our arrival in Sokoto, the capital of Sokoto State, which is the location of the headquarters of the 8th Division of the Nigerian Army. Major Jan Ajose spoke on the security situation in his area of responsibility, AOR.
We have destroyed a number of bandit camps. We have neutralized numerous terrorists. We have rescued numerous kidnapped persons that have been adopted. We have also recovered a large number of rustle cattle and recovered weapons and ammunition. And I can say that within our area of responsibility, we're making steady progress. It might seem slow, but it is steady.
The GOC gave insight into the implementation of the COAS Soldier First concept in his division.
Command philosophy of Chief of Army Staff is to have a well-motivated force. And to do that, you have to start with the people that make up the force. The large percentage of the army is the soldiers. In fact, without soldiers, there cannot be officers. Without soldiers, you have nobody to lead as an officer. Aware that the ration cash allowance has doubled, so automatically the soldiers' feeding has improved tremendously. In this division, for example, we developed what we call the base food menu, a pamphlet both in soft and hard copy, to further provide guidance for commanding officers and platoon commanders on the quantity and the quality and the type of food that soldiers should be given. And we have monitoring teams that go around to ensure that this is done. Also, in terms of medical care, a lot of funds are being pumped in from army headquarters into our hospitals. Like here in 8th Division, we have all our hospitals are stocked with drugs. In fact, you cannot see a soldier going out to say he wants to go and buy drugs. We have them. And even in terms of our wounded in action, they get top priority. From the front lines, they're evacuated down. And I make proud to say that in the division, before we even send them up to 44, 80% of our wounded in action, in partnership with Udut, we operate on them here, free of charge. Also in the division, our soldiers' families, the wives, they give birth free of charge. We ensure that is done because that is the only way we can key into this soldier first concept.
A visit to 248 Reki Battalion of the Nigerian Army in Ilela, a boundary town between Nigeria and Niger Republic, was an eye-opener as the town once deserted now bubbles with socio-economic activities. The commanding officer of the battalion, Colonel Jacob Bunyan, spoke on the security situation in the area and the impact of the implementation of the Soldier First mantra.
It is literally being implemented here on ground. Everything that we do around here is Soldier First. From the last private soldier we have to the most senior officer that we have on ground, it is Soldier First. We take care of their administrative problems, boost their morale as much as we can, give them a reason to fight this battle. We're fighting for everybody, but once we establish a reason to fight, we are fighting for the country. We are fighting for ourselves. This is what we drum into soldiers by not just talking, but by doing some of those things with them and making sure we achieve the Chief of Army Staff's mission and vision of that Soldier First.
2 soldiers of the battalion, Private Adamu Abdul-Jabbar and Warrant Officer Muhammad Ali, thanked the Chief of Army Staff for the Soldier First concept initiative.
We thank him for the support that he gives to us. We thank him for everything that he did. He always used to hear our complaint. Whenever we complain of something, he used to here and boost our morale.
And we thank God for the Chief of Army Staff and the General Officer Commanding 8th Div in terms of our welfare and acting to our problem. Anytime we call on anything, the commander will take care of our problem with immediate effect.
The next point of call was Headquarters Joint Task Force Northwest Operation FANSAN YAMMA in Gusau, Zamfara State.
He has been very magnanimous in providing guidance and support to the theater. And this he has done through regular visits to the theater. Every Monday, we join the Army Headquarters briefing in the morning up to afternoon. And during the briefings, I can tell you, anywhere we lost a soldier, just one soldier, it pains him. And he goes all out to make sure that the soldiers are protected. And of course, these armored fighting vehicles and Class B vehicles, they offer additional line of protection for the soldier.
From the Headquarters FANSAN YAMMA, the team moved to Headquarters 1 Brigade in Gusau. Speaking on behalf of the Brigade Commander, the Chief of Staff of the Brigade, Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Gobir, was full of praise for the Chief of Army Staff.
The Chief of Army Staff have done enough in the welfare of the troops. More especially, I'm telling you, he has improved the feeding standard of the troops. Not the standard, not even the increasing the fund, but coming out with a correct menu, which is highly dietary, which has protein and other vital ingredients that our body requires to function properly.
The raw cash allowance have been increased and improved. Is much better than before, and the troops morale is very high, not like that of before, because there is increment in the allowances.
We also want to appreciate the cooperative of Nigerian Army officers who have been there for us in terms of our welfare, and whenever we ask from them, they always grant to us, more especially our pass. We do normally go our pass just at a due time whenever we apply. In due normal processes, they normally grant it to us.
On successes recorded by the fighting team of 1 Brigade, the Brigade Operations Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Paulinus Nadi, disclosed on how the troops restored a major supply route.
For years now, this place have not experienced any form of attacks on motorists, as troops are always reacting fast based on information intelligence. Equally, we have even camera that is monitoring far beyond your eye reach. So immediately they discover there's any movement of their, because they normally move in motorcycle. Troops will move before even they come close to the road and then hit the terrorists.
The Chief of Army Staff has invested heavily in the procurement of personal protective equipment for our soldiers, and from his vision, he intends to ensure that every soldier, every single soldier in the Nigerian Army, starting with those in the front line, have personal protective equipment. We are talking about helmets, fragmentation jackets, raincoats, rain boots, things that protect them from the elements and increase their survivability in the front line. He has issued a lot to us in large quantities, and more are still coming. Second is the feeding of soldiers. The Chief of Army Staff, on the assumption of office a few months after assuming command as Chief of Army Staff this year, directed that the ration cash allowance, which is for feeding of troops, should be doubled. Not just increased, but doubled from the previous rate of last year. So the feeding arrangements for soldiers has improved tremendously.
The brigade commander disclosed that the Soldier First mantra has helped the brigade in reclaiming previously occupied territories.
We had 9 local government areas that were under bandit control when I took over. And within the past 1 year, we have liberated so many of them and ended banditry activity in those places. Those are the derivables, the successes that we've achieved on account of the Chief of Army Staff's support.
Our soldiers, we administer them the way it should be. We give them passes and leave. When it's time for us to do that, we allow them to apply, even when the security situation is tense. Whenever they have serious family problem, we look into it and we allow them to go on passes. Regarding their feeding, we feed them 3 times a day.
Officer Commanding FOB Kurfi and 2 soldiers in the base bared their minds on the impact of the Chief of Army Staff initiatives on their morale.
Even the soldiers now, you can testify from them that the feeding, both the quality and the quantity, have increased. Now the soldiers can feed with, let me say, the balanced diet is now balanced, because all soldiers, they can now feed their meals with fish, egg sauce, meat, and even chicken.
Like in the morning, we take pap and beans. In the afternoon, we take semo and vegetable soup. And while in the evening, we either eat fried rice and chicken. There's no meal we eat without beef or fish. And we want to use the opportunity to thank the CDS, the Chief of Army Staff, for his kind effort, even in visiting us.
We want to use the opportunity to thank the COAS for his unrelenting effort towards this general area. He has been supportive when it comes to some condiments. He gave us what we needed, and I want to use the opportunity to thank our OCA. During pass, we do go our pass when due.